Susan.
Ah, you can speak then.
Susan, I apologise for coming home late last night.
Why, did you come home late last night?
Yeah, well, I did tell you I'd be home late.
I don't know what you're making all the fuss about. I don't care what time you came home. If you tell me you came home late, then I accept you came home late. I'm not worried what time you came home. It was 14 minutes past 1 and you were drunk.
Well, not drunk, Susan. Ever so slightly merry.
You woke me, you woke the children, every dog in the street, and the Redgraves at number 68.
The Redgraves live 10 doors away. How did I wake them?
By trying to get our front door key into their front door and by trying to strangle one of their gnomes. Mr. Redgrave I could understand, but that gnome had done nothing to you, Rex, nothing.
Susan, it's not every day of the year that the head of the dispatch department retires.
Imagine your liver must be very grateful.
I mean, I would have been home earlier, but a few of us went on to the Wimpy.
You don't like Wimpys?
Well, I managed to force down a cheeseburger.
At the state of the living room, it looks as if you tried to force the budgie down as well.
No, I wouldn't do that. I've always treated that bird with respect. We're more like warm friends than Master and Budgie.
Not what he said when I found him cowering behind his little ladder this morning.
That bird does not cower!
He does now!
Harry was all for us going round to his place. You know what he's like when his wife's away.
You're all the same. Mutton dressed as ram.
You should have seen him at the party, Susan. It's pathetic. Nudging up to all the young girls in their summer dresses.
Lots of young girls there, were there?
Well, they are, one or two.
Coward.
Anyway, I expect you had a nice, quiet, enjoyable evening on your own.
Yes, I washed the enjoyable dishes, bathed the enjoyable children, one of whom is starting an enjoyable cold, washed your enjoyable shirts, and tell me about the party.
Well, you know what these office parties are like, Susan.
I'm beginning to wonder.
Yeah, well, it's frightening, Susan, frightening. I mean, 5 o'clock, a happy band of diligent workers. 2 hours later, a sea of furtive eyes over sweaty collars.
Mr. Fletcher made his speech.
Oh, it's not only that, Susan. It's the way they carry on. It's a hotbed of interdepartmental intrigue and sexual innuendo.
Forget the intrigue, concentrate on the innuendo.
Yeah, but not me, Susan, no. I remained an onlooker, an amused but strangely aloof onlooker.
Why'd you get so drunk, then?
Well, they kept forcing it down me. Well, it's the herd instinct, you see. They can't stand someone different.
One drunk, all drunk.
Yeah.
One sexually innuendoing, all sexually.
Absolutely. No. I will admit that passions ran high.
How high?
All I know is that there were some very strange goings-on in the 5th floor, even JF.
Mr. Fletcher?
There'll be a few red faces there this morning. You do believe me, don't you, Susan?
Believe what?
Well, that I remain strangely aloof and condescending.
Because I believe. Eat your eggie.
Feeling a bit rough this morning, aren't we? Hey, mind you, I'm not surprised. The exhibition you made of yourself last night.
I've only got one word to say to you, Harry.
Oh, yeah.
Broom cupboard.
Oh, yeah, well, that's 2 words.
Then I'll give you another one. Mrs. Bracegirdle of the catering department.
Catering department? What are you trying to say?
What I'm saying, Harry, is any person who was last seen trying to get into a broom cupboard with a lady whose fondest memories are of her days in the Land Army is in no position to cast the first clout. So cop hold of that.
No, not that I admit anything, but I suspect I was simply entering into the spirit of the occasion by bringing a touch of happiness into that unfortunate woman's life.
Yeah, but don't tell me, Harry. Tell her husband.
She told me she was a divorcee.
You told her you had reclining seats.
No, look. All right, at least, where you gone? At least I didn't spend the whole time crawling.
Circulating.
Let me hold your sausage, JF.
Who said that?
You did, when you went from a kneeling position. Oh, don't you remember?
I happen to remember very well, Harry.
Oh,
I mean, it so happens that JF was demonstrating Mrs. Fletcher's Royal Canadian Air Force Keep Fit exercises to a small group of senior staff, including myself.
Oh, yes.
Demonstrating the overhead bicycle was clearly difficult enough with a glass of Spanish Sauterne in one hand and a sausage in a stick in the other, so I just volunteered to look after his sausage, that is all. Now, that is all.
Why didn't you volunteer to look after his glass of wine as well, then?
Because Crawler Bates had got in first.
Oh.
I had no alternative for the sake of the department. But I was not kneeling, Harry. Whatever they say, I was not kneeling.
Well, I wouldn't have helped. Keep still. I wouldn't have held anything for him, department or no department.
Yes, well, you've never understood what it's like, have you? All this interdepartmental rivalry. I mean, jockeying for position in front of the chairman.
And that must be very difficult, jockeying, on your knees.
JF depends upon me, Harry. I mean, I had to stick close to his side last night because of the wild look in his eye.
Perhaps his saddle was too high.
At least I didn't spend the whole of the time running round trying to organise a game of postman's knock.
It was not postman's knock.
What was it then?
Kiss chase.
With no takers.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure.
Yes, well, I wouldn't flash that around if I were you, Harry. Just you remember what happened to that other skinny, bald-headed chap.
No, you be careful.
Just the one from sales.
No, why?
Well, he went home from the office party at Christmas time with lipstick on his handkerchief. Told his wife he'd been eating shrimp cocktails.
Well?
He's living at the YMCA now.
Well, my goodness me.
Yes, well, I wouldn't flash that around if I were you, Harry. Things can look very different in the cold light of a new day.
Meaning what?
Meaning that there are certain people in this building who wouldn't hesitate to use information like that for their own ends. You just remember what happened to Reggie Urquhart when his wife received those mysterious phone calls.
We never did find out who made those phone calls, did we?
No. And whoever it was could have been there last night.
Yeah. Morning, Jeff.
Morning.
Well, you've got a moment, Rex.
Yeah, certainly.
What did you think of my speech last night?
Your speech was a credit to the department, JF. It always has been.
I sensed a certain restlessness halfway through.
Oh, that could have happened anywhere, JF. All that talk about an interval was sheer jealousy. I mean, I told your joke to Susan. She nearly laughed. It would have warmed your cockles. Was there anything in particular, JF?
Why are you staring at me?
I'm not.
I know what it is about you, Rex. It's those eyelashes. My mother always warned me, never trust a man with ginger eyelashes, and my God, she was right.
I thought you wanted to talk to me about something, JF.
Yes, I do, but not with you staring at me all the time. Walk up and down a bit, for God's sake. Have you any idea what it's like up here, Rex?
Up where, JF?
Up here on this emotional tightrope. How much more can a man take? Every now and again, last night, for instance, I let my hair down. Now, people take advantage of that. They fill me with cheap wine and heady conversation. They try to flatter me, and then they gather like vultures. Well, they're not having me. You see, I'm an attractive man, Rex. You've never had that trouble, have you?
What trouble's that, JF?
Magnetism. It's the bane of my life, always has been. Mrs. Fletcher understands. I mean, she doesn't say anything. I mean, she's no need to. I can see it in her eyes. I saw it in her eyes this morning when I was giving her injection. She's aware of my magnetism, and she trusts me.
Well, we all trust you, JF.
Last night is a complete blank.
It is for all of us.
Draw up a chair. Now, I'm asking you this, Rex. Man to man. Employer to employee. Senior accountant to chief clerk. Did you see me behaving in any way that I wouldn't have behaved in had I not been full of cheap wine and heady conversation?
Well, do you want me to be completely honest, Jeff?
I demand it, Rex.
Well, you did repeat the centre section of your speech 3 times.
Oh, forget the speech.
Well, it's very hard, Jeff.
What I'm saying, Rex, is, did I succumb?
Yeah, well, the picture is very cloudy, Jeff.
Now, think, Rex, think.
Yeah, well, you did dance a tango with Miss Oliver of duplicating.
Well, everyone was dancing.
Oh, admittedly, but not during the chairman's speech.
Did I leave the room with any particular one person?
Oh, well, I'm sorry, JF, but the rest is completely blank. I do remember grabbing hold of your ankle at one point and shouting out something about meeting you at the Wimpy, but then Harry dragged me away for a game of kiss chase, and when I came round, you'd gone.
Oh, very well, Rex, you may go.
Yes, sir.
And if you hear any rumours, any ridiculous accusations, I know you'll keep me informed.
Yes,
Anyway, you can't talk, can you, Rex? Then have something done with those eyelashes, for God's sake.
Well?
Oh, it's all right, Harry. He's just as worried as we are.
You mean about Reggie Urquhart and the mysterious phone calls?
Yes, whoever did that could still be around, watching and waiting.
You know, I remember rumour had it those calls were reverse charge, and Reggie's wife's a diabetic.
My God. What sort of a man would do a thing like that, Harry? I mean, it's blackmail.
Morning, everyone.
Morning, Burke.
What time do you call this, then, Burke?
Oh, am I late, Rex?
He's got his dad's suit on.
You noticed, Harry. My father was wearing this the day he met my mother.
Does wonders for him, this suit, you know. I don't know why.
Did you enjoy yourself last night, Rex?
Why?
Did you enjoy yourself, Harry? You seem to, both of you. Oh, yes. Harry, can you lend me £4?
Why should I lend you £4, but...
I'd rather not say, if you don't mind, Harry. All I will say is that it's something to do with last night.
What do you mean, Burke? Last night?
I discovered something last night, Rex. In fact, I discovered many things. Things which are going to change my life. Which may change all our lives one way or another. Morning, Mr. Fletcher.
Who's that?
It's me, Mr. Fletcher. Burke. I was wanting to ask you something.
What is it?
I'd rather discuss the matter in private, actually.
Oh, very well, Burke. I'm just going downstairs. Right. Someone seems to have written something on my car.
What did you want to see him about, Burke?
I'm going to ask him for a rise, Rex.
Oh, well, he won't give you a rise.
Oh, I think he will, Rex. After what happened last night, he will.
Burke, you're not thinking of making any reverse charge phone calls, are you?
Ah, Rex, is your phone out of order?
Well, why?
Oh, I've been trying to ring Susan all morning and I can't get through.
Well, what do you want, Burke?
Oh, I just thought I'd come round this evening and have a little word with her. Nothing formal, just a little chat. It's no good. I can't keep it to myself. I shall have to tell you.
Yes, tell us, Burke. For God's sake, tell us, Burke.
Last night,
Yes.
during the party,
Yeah?
I became engaged to Miss Sylvia Mantle of the export department.
What?
I'm in love, Rex. I'm in love.
How could we ever have thought of Burke as a blackmailer, Harry?
I know, we should be ashamed of ourselves.
I mean, how could we think that? way?
Burke, of all people.
I mean, he's too honest, too decent.
He's too stupid. Hello, Carol. Carol, I want to ask you something.
The answer's still no, even if you could, which I doubt, so we won't talk about it.
No. Tell me, Carol, do you know a Miss Sylvia Mantle of Export?
Do I know Miss Sylvia Mantle?
Yeah.
Yes, how would you describe her, Carol?
See for yourselves.
Well,
Come on.
very
Come on,
nice.
Rixie.
Right here.
Rex.
Oh,
Now.
careful.
There.
Well, I'll say this. She's a big girl. Very big.
Oh, yes, look the way she's lifting that crate.
Yeah, effortless.
Oh, Burke, what have you done?
Oh, I don't know, Rex. I should think they'd be very happy.
Oh, not her. The other one.
What? Not the redhead in the coloured vest.
That vest. That vest is a frock.
I know her. She's a new girl who brushes against me in the corridor.
She brushes against everyone in the corridor.
Huh?
It's the way she's made.
Look. She's leaning over her desk.
Oh, yeah, but don't stare, Harry.
Too late. She's seen us.
Hey, what's happening, Harry?
She's waving.
What?
I'm not quite sure. I think it's her arm. Yes, she's waving her arm.
Well, turn away, Harry, turn away.
I can't, Rex, I can't. Too late, she's gone.
Yes. Well, I've got better things to do than stand here all day staring at a pile of inflatable plastic.
Yes.
Rex.
Oh, that's not the sort of woman for Burke.
No, it'd be the death of his mother.
It'll be the death of him if he's lucky.
You never know, Harry. She could have a very sweet nature.
Ah, yes. You mean behind all those leather thongs and things, there could be a facade. Yes. There's Burke. Burke, I think it's time to ask a few delicate questions.
Yes, what he means is, Burke, is how did you meet this young lady who was destined to become your fiancée?
I was at the party last night.
You mean that was the first time you met her?
These things happen, you know, Harry.
Never to me, Berkey, never to me.
Well, what exactly occurred, Burke?
We were sort of drawn to each other, Rex. Inexorably drawn together and thus onwards to the land where the sun never sets.
I see, Berkey. Where would that have been, Burke?
In the cupboard at the back of the stationery department.
Well, you were supposed to be doing the dirty dishes, Burke.
It was a coming together, Rex. A coming together of two lost souls.
What you mean is you don't know anything about this girl.
No. We discussed everything, Rex, and you know we disagreed on nothing. The whole pattern of my life suddenly became worthwhile.
Burke?
Mr. Fletcher.
Enter.
Excuse me.
Yes, certainly.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Not modelling for the Oxfam shop again, are you?
Mr. Fletcher, I've never modelled for the Oxfam shop.
That's what you think. Well, what is it, Burke? I'm a very busy man.
What I have to say concerns Miss Sylvia Mantle of the export department.
I never touched her.
Miss Mantle and I are engaged.
Engaged to do what?
To be married, Mr. Fletcher.
Married? You, Burke?
I knew you'd be surprised, Mr. Fletcher.
I'm stunned, Burke. Stunned. Well, there's no need to stand to attention. This is a very happy occasion. Stand at ease.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
And you've come to me for advice.
Well,
Very wise, Burke. Very wise. And all I'll say to you is this. Make sure she's in good condition. Oh, if you could have seen Mrs. Fletcher in her prime, Burke. Is Miss Mantle in good condition?
I think so.
Well, make sure. Have her regularly examined. Do that, and you won't go far wrong.
It's not just the body, though, is it, Mr. Fletcher? It's spiritual things as well.
Like what?
Well, like library tickets and the pictures and the Imperial War Museum.
When did I last go to the Imperial War Museum? The only visits now I get are to the all-night chemists. So be warned.
What I was hoping for, Mr. Fletcher, apart from your invaluable advice, of course, was that you might give me a rise.
A what?
An increase in salary in view of my impending change of status.
But you asked for a rise only last year, Burke.
I didn't get it, though, did I?
No, but we did arrive at some sort of compromise.
Yes, you said money was out of the question, but you'd get me a proper chair to sit on.
Well, there you are, then.
Mr. Fletcher, without wishing to sound pushy, and much as I love that chair, it's just that I think I'd prefer money this time.
Well, what did he say, Burke?
I think he said he'd think about it.
Burke, I hope you realise what engagement is all about. I mean, you can't go rushing into a thing like that, you know. I mean, it's marriage. For instance, where are you going to live?
With my mother.
You can't take a girl like that to live with your mother. I mean, a girl with legs that long is going to bump her head against all those model aeroplanes hanging from the ceiling.
I shall sell my aeroplanes, Rex, and my Meccano, and my Sexton Blake Library.
But, Burke, those things are your life.
Nothing is too precious, Harry, that cannot be sacrificed on the altar of true love. After all, it's only until my career blossoms, and then we shall all move into a ranch-type bungalow on the edge of the New Forest. Sylvia has this thing about nature in the raw.
Yes, we know. We've seen it.
So, Harry, if you could lend me that £4...
What for, Burke?
To buy an engagement ring.
But, Burke, you can't buy an engagement ring for £4.
I know that, Harry. I've already got £1.50 saved up in the post office. Now, Rex, I do want to talk to Susan about what happened last night, so would 8 o'clock be all right at your place? I've always liked this room, Mrs. Mason.
Did you and Rex have a good time last night?
Oh, yes, thanks.
I expect there were lots of,
Rex.
Anything wrong, dear?
She doesn't like it.
Oh, nonsense. She loves her black currant.
No, she doesn't like the mug. She wants the one from Skegness.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just looking for it, dear. Don't you worry about me, Susan. You just carry on with what you're saying.
Well, it's not in here.
Where is it then, dear?
Well, she always keeps it, dear, in the bucket beside the coal bunker.
Are you sure, darling?
I'm positive, dearest. You You were going to tell me something, but...
I think children are wonderful.
Rex does.
Yes, he talks about his children all the time at the office.
Really? Does your fiancé cook?
Oh, yes, all the time. Rex?
Sorry, wrong door.
I believe there was a lot of activity in the office.
Pardon?
Last night.
Oh, yes. I think I shall have lots of children, Mrs. Mason, and I shall grow all my own vegetables.
Yes, I'm sure you will, but look, the thing is, dear, I just...
All done. All done.
Clever old Rex.
I look up to your husband, you know, Mrs. Mason. We all do.
They were looking up to him last night, do you think?
Doesn't time fly when you're enjoying yourself,
Yes,
Burke?
doesn't it?
Yes. Look, there's a moon. You'll be able to see your way home, Burke.
I should imagine your husband was quite a romantic in his day.
Yes, kept trying to steal my handbag.
Did he come from a very poor home, Rex?
No, he was trying to read my diary. I recorded our very first meeting in that diary. Went out with RM. Rotten kisser.
It was not a rotten kisser. I was shy.
Has he improved, Mrs. Mason?
I expect you've heard rumours to that effect, Burke. Have you heard rumours?
Yeah, well, the poor old budgie. I mean, look at the budgie. He can hardly stand up. Mind you, he's always like that when he's had a long day.
My mother's the same, Rex. She always has to put her feet up.
Yes, and I don't suppose he can. Oh, never mind. Have you seen the time, Burke? I mean, here's us chatting merrily away, and your poor old mother must be worried sick. It's 10 to 9.
Oh, my goodness, you're right, Rex. Oh.
So soon?
Thank you so much, Mrs. Mason. I can't tell you how illuminating you've been.
Find Burke's coat.
Yes, I will.
And I hope one day I'll be showing people my photographs.
Pardon?
Of my family. It's what Rex was doing all last night, showing off his photographs.
Oh, well, you know, we are very close, really.
Yes. Well, I only hope my marriage will be as successful as yours. Now, I really must be going, Rex. Now, goodbye.
Good night, Burke.
What a lovely young man, Rex.
Oh, yes, a prince.
Oh, does you remember our honeymoon, Rex?
Now, don't let's start an argument, Susan.
Oh, I remember you in those blue pyjamas. Oh, I loved you in those blue pyjamas.
Yes, I use them to wash the car.
They're upstairs in my bottom drawer.
Yeah,
wrapped in tissue.
What's he been telling you?
Oh, go and find them, Rex.
It's a good job he never bought that engagement ring. You must break it to him gently, Rex. It's your responsibility.
No, well, I think it should come from you, Carol. After all, you are the woman.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
You are pathetic, aren't you? The both of you. All right, leave it to me. I'll do it. Burke's my friend.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Morning,
Burke. Burke, come and sit down here. There's a good lad. There you are, in your seat there. Good. Now, Burke...
He's got something rather important to say to you, Burke.
Yes.
What?
It's about your fiancée.
Yes. Miss Sylvia Mantle.
Yes?
It's all a joke, Burke. She was pulling your leg.
She's already engaged.
Yeah, to a maintenance engineer.
They had a row.
Well, that's why she was crying.
Yeah, well, she was just having a game with you, Burke.
In order to spite him.
I knew it. My mother was right. She warned me last evening.
What do you mean we've been through all this for nothing?
She said no good could come of it. Marry in haste, repent at leisure, she said.
Yeah, she's a wonderful woman, your mother, Burke.
Always knows the right thing to say, doesn't she, Burke?
Yes. She said I shouldn't go for that rise either. She said if I got a rise just because of that, you'd all hate me.
Oh, silly mum.
Well, she knows what sort of friends I've got here.
Yes, quite.
Mr. Fletcher,
Yes, Burke.
about that rise.
Ah, yes, about that rise. Now, after due and careful consideration, and bearing in mind the role you play in this department, I've come to the conclusion that the whole idea of a rise is ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Mr. Fletcher.
On second thought,
Yes, Mr. Fletcher.
I'm not sorry at all.
Oh, Burke, come and phone your mum, Burke. There's a good... Yes, please.